Today we're going to show you how to drive more economically. Yes, save costs on fuel, maintenance, but most importantly, significantly reduce your chances of being involved in a crash. Drive more defensively. No, we're not driving slower. We're just being safer, smarter drivers. We'll be right back with that information. So we got a green light here. This one's easy because it's got a signpost before the traffic light. If that starts flashing and you're not under the sign, it means that the traffic light is going to change. Car turning left, they're good. When we see brake lights up above, which means that the traffic light in front of us is red, all the brake lights are coming on, the cars are getting closer together. That indicates that the traffic light is going red. So we're going to try and stay back and make the traffic light go green. We've got a good following distance in front of us. The cars are moving in, but no big deal. And the traffic light goes green. Now we got a big truck in front of us, and the big truck is going to slow everything down, so we're going to move into this lane. Now that doesn't always work with a big semi-truck or transport truck, whatever you call it, that they're going to slow things down. As you can see, the traffic is going past the big truck, especially if they're loaded getting off the lights, they're going to be slow and whatnot. So again, I've got that 3 to 4 second following distance in front, and the cars are not moving up, so this vehicle behind us wants to go around, so I'm going to move it behind the big truck. And that beep you hear, my dash cam indicating I'm too close to the vehicle in front of me. I'm less than 2 seconds. And that didn't work out because the next traffic light turned red on us. This green light mastery isn't always going to work. Obviously, you're going to stop at some red traffic lights. However, you want to try and make the lights go green. It's going to save you in fuel economy. It's going to save your stress, your anxiety level while you're driving, and as well, it's going to reduce the maintenance costs on your vehicles because you're not going to be using the brakes as much. And when you're not using the brakes as much, reduce maintenance costs. If you're using the brake to control space between you and the vehicle in front all the time, you're going to be changing your brakes every 18 months, every 2 years. If you maintain that following distance in front of your vehicle, you're going to prolong the life of your brakes out to 5 to 7 years before you have to change them. And we're simply reclaiming our space in front of our vehicle. And you can see that the reason we measure in time the 3 to 4 second following distance is because the faster we go, that bigger the gap gets in front of the vehicle. And I've got that space in front and that car moved in front of me, no big deal. You can see the vehicle was too close. They simply had to put on the brakes to regain that space in front. We're not really sure what they're doing because they're weaving all over their lane. And the other piece of this is with maintaining our space in front of our vehicle here. We're watching what's behind us. The Audi behind us is keeping a good distance. There's a cluster on the left side of us behind us. In front, we can see brake lights again. That means the traffic light's red. But you can see in front of us here, they're all clustered up. All the cars are driving together, and that's not your best defensive posturing. Having the space in front, having the space behind, that is your best defensive posturing when you're driving, because if you're not near anything, it's less likely that you're going to hit something. And when we stop in traffic, we stop back 1 vehicle length from the vehicle in front of us. We can see the traffic's going in the left turn, the protected left turn, so we're going to be going here any moment now. The big truck's a little bit slower off the light, so we just take our time. The interesting part is if we get out around the big truck and we move through Kelowna here north-south, which is probably another 3-4 miles through town, I suspect that we wouldn't beat that big truck through town by too much. Now, Highway 97 through Kelowna, British Columbia here is a little bit weird because on the inside right lane, they have a high occupancy vehicle lane, which means if you have more than 2 people in the vehicle, you can be in that inside lane. But the problem is, as you can just see with that car coming out there from the intersection, that there's lots of cars moving in and out of that lane who are turning and slowing down, and it's going to slow you up. So the middle lane on 3 lanes is always going to be your best defensive posturing. And again, my dash cam is beeping because there's a red light camera at this intersection. And yes, pay attention if you have a high-end dash cam that's going to indicate there are red light cameras, there's going to be a red light camera. I'm gonna test out my theory here and see if we can get past the big truck and see how much we beat them through town. And again, you can see that I'm not giving up that space in front of my vehicle, and I'm not going to go up and sit beside the big truck because I'm going to be sitting in their blind area. And this vehicle in front of us is tailgating the other vehicle, and they're not really moving out of the way here. So it's tough to get past the big truck. Brake light's coming on again, so it means it's a red light here. And again, like I said, it's tough to get past the big truck when you're in traffic. The driver is practicing best defensive posturing, sitting in the center lane, timing the lights, keeping space in front of their vehicle, and the other cars are just staying bunched up. And I'm always making sure that when I stay behind this vehicle here, I can always see the tires of the vehicle making clear contact with the pavement. And you can see this vehicle in front of us is too close. I don't have my foot on the brake. I just took my foot off the throttle and slowed down, and the vehicle in front of had to brake because they're too close to the vehicles in front of them. And there's traffic at the red light, so there's no point me racing up there to the red light. Just take my time. Now, we might get past the big truck here because now there's 3 in a line, so that's gonna slow them down. And again, stopping back 1 vehicle length from the vehicle in front of us. And our landmark for that is being able to see the tires making clear contact with the pavement. And don't think I need my sunglasses anymore with the rain. All the traffic is braking because it's all bunched up at the intersection, but I just stay back, keep my space. And again, maintaining that 3 to 4 second following distance. I know it's 3 to 4 seconds because I have enough experience. I know approximately what that is. And again, we've got another red light here. All the brake lights are coming on. And our landmark for how fast we're going through town. You saw the tractor trailer just pull up behind us there. So we're not making any more time than the tractor trailer. Now I know there's another half a dozen lights between here and the bridge at Okanagan Landing, and we'll see how far back that truck is that we passed. And I can still see the truck in the mirror there, so I know that we're not really making headway here. You're just gonna watch that pickup truck there while I'm moving across here in the lanes, that they're not coming across on the other side as well. So that's the other defensive posturing you can put in place when you're changing lanes and it's busy and there's cars in the other lane on the other side. Put your signal on, move over, and then pause, and then check and make sure that that other person isn't coming into your lane as well. And then move over into the other lane when you're absolutely sure that the person in that other lane isn't coming over into yours. Now I can get off on the other side of the bridge here, and I just want to get off there and I want to wait for that other truck to come up. I want to see how much time it took for us to beat that truck. Let's get off on the ramp here and see if there's someplace decently safe that we can pull over and wait for the big truck. Or we're just gonna stop right here. And there's the big truck right there, 30 seconds. We beat him by 30 seconds. There he is right there, the ATS truck, the green truck. Green light mastery, maintain that space in front, better fuel economy, less costs on maintenance because you're not braking all the time, and you're really not gonna get that much farther in traffic as we saw with our landmark with the big truck there. So, less anxiety, less stress, maintain your 3 to 4 second following distance, and master those green lights. Don't let other people steal the green lights. And remember, pick the best answer, not necessarily the right answer.